back to Internal Affairs and Capers, a police podcast here with your host, the IA guy, Code 6, with CJ. Thanks for coming, bro.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
I've heard a lot about you. I feel like I need your autograph because you do a lot of appearances on the briefing room, which we'll get into. But first and foremost, let me just ask you right off the bat, let's go with internal affairs first.
Sure.
Let's do that. How many years you got on the job?
17.
Okay. 17 years ago, just out of curiosity, what did anyone tell you about internal affairs? Or were you in the academy and someone came in and say, hey, we're IA, this is what we do? Or were you on probation and your training officers told you? Just curious. What do you think?
That was pretty much my intro to it, was when they came in and talked to the academy class.
They did.
And I didn't really know much, and I just knew, those are the guys that get you in trouble when you do something bad. So I had a different view than I obviously do now. So.
17 years later.
Yeah.
On a serious note, let me ask you this. The stigma is a negative one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
With dysfunction.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we can do to get away from that negative stigma? What do you think?
I think just like anything in our profession, more why. Explanation of why. You know, why do you do that? Oh, well, this is the reason why we're doing this. Like you said in your presentation, it's protecting the process, which I thought was really great. Just to hear that, yeah, there's a process involved for us, just the same as there is for the public, and so just knowing that is why that institution is there. It's not to hunt down cops and prosecute cops. It's there to protect the process of justice.
Yeah, no, really I appreciate that. And one more question, Capers. 17 years ago, when you came on the job, before you became a cop, did you ever heard of the word caper?
I had, yeah. My dad was also law enforcement, and so I'd heard that, but I watched all the old cop shows, on TV, and I do believe Scooby-Doo talked about capers.
Really?
So, yeah. So.
Oh, I learned something new. I didn't know that. You know what? And I try to look it up on Google. It's just something about like an exciteful event. Everybody has their own definition. What do you think caper kind of is? Or
my idea of it was just a possible crime that had been committed that we needed to solve.
There you go.
That's what I.
Yeah, those guys are out there capering.
Yeah.
So let's figure out. Or let me tell you about that crazy caper I got into.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what we try to do. With this show, I decided to open up that particular channel so that everybody can hear stories that we don't get to share much. Would you agree that maybe the public doesn't even know?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the work that we do.
Yeah, absolutely. They only see what they got on the news. So it's kind of great to have another outlet to show that there's another side to what we do.
No, absolutely, which is a segue to the briefing room. Talk to me, man. Tell me all about the briefing room. What's going on?
The briefing room is designed to do training. In law enforcement, we are woefully undertrained. And, I believe, no offense to any of your out-of-state viewers, but California is really the tip of the spear for training. Mm-hmm. But even here, we got the state minimum standards that are just not enough. So when we started the briefing room, my partner, Jason, it was his idea to expand training. Both of us worked in our training center at for the agency we work for. Mm-hmm. And so being academy instructors and then detention services instructors, I work for Sheriff's Department, we really saw that there was a need to expand on the things that cops aren't always learning, because our introduction to use of force, when we were new guys, it was Graham Connor and it was Tennessee Garner, and those are the things that Post still talks about. And Post is a great agency, but we don't scratch the surface beyond that. And so that's what the briefing room does, is takes those topics and we make it really short and easy to understand, little bite-sized pieces, kind of. And it's a quick 90-second video on one topic, just one topic. And that's important because it allows the supervisor who's facilitating the discussion to just focus on that one thing.
Yes.
And so then when the briefing is over and they've gone through our key questions that we have that the facilitator can also use to continue the conversation, once that's all done, the officers go into the field that day with that one concept, and it should be burned into their memory. So then when they go in the field, they come across that same situation or a similar situation, they go, wait, I just learned about this,
yes,
and I can remember this. We launch 2 a week so that we're constantly sending out new information, and all of it's up-to-date information that we research ourselves.
You know what? I'm a recipient of the briefing room when I was a lieutenant at Cal State Dominguez Hills. I bought the product, and I can tell you that my officers and my sergeants absolutely loved it. Roll call, when we start talking about briefing, sometimes we tend to struggle with what to, present and so you guys make it so much easier. And here's the deal, case law just keeps changing. Let me ask you this, maybe perhaps you can agree with me. Your department, any department, will never send you to enough training. Do you agree or not agree?
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. What do you think that is?
We just can't. There's not enough classes available for officers to go. I mean, there's tons of classes out there, but there's just, for the size of just California law enforcement, there's not enough for it to go around. Our agency happens to be just about 900 people large.
Wow.
So trying to send all of those people to several different classes other than the minimum standards is just an impossible feat. So what we've done is taken that out of the equation, and we bring the training to everybody else.
Oh, that's awesome, man. One more question. Do you think that 835A PC is the Bible of police work?
It definitely is. Just hearing the speakers at the symposium today, and just the way that the 835A structure changed and just got so much bigger, and hearing all the, even from the legislative intent portion of it and how important that is and all the wording in there, it's got to be the one most important thing that we pay attention to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And most case laws are based
derived from 835A PC. You know what? I've always, I was just, not just so much intrigued, but I was surprised when AB 392 came out and how much I'm guilty of just not knowing it. Yeah. And there's so much to know. I do know our next guest is coming up, did a fabulous job with pointing out how much it's changed.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I like to bring that. I totally forgot. I want that sheet that's got the green, red, and all that good stuff so we can show. Look, thank you so much for stopping by. I do know CALFIA invited you guys, invited me, and we're looking to move forward with all this information. Parting words, in conclusion, we'll have all the information on the channel to get a hold of you,
sure.
Website and the whole nine. Any advice you have for anyone who wants to get involved or become a law enforcement officer?
I think just to go back to what I said earlier, we're woefully undertrained. And so it's not up to the agency to motivate you to go train. It's up to you to motivate yourself to train. And that's an important thing that we've tried to resonate with our newest recruits, teaching them arrest control tactics. You're not going to keep this information for the 30 years that you're in this career. You need to go and motivate yourself to continue to train.
Absolutely. Well, CJ, man, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And on that note, like always, please be safe out there, and don't forget to go Code 6. Thank you.